So in the previous video, we completed about authentication. So in this video, we will start learning authorization, that is role-based access. So if you remember, when creating the user schema, I had added the role in the schema. So if you see here in constants, what I have user role, that is guest, moderator and admin. So the user can belong to any one of the user roles. Okay, and the default role was guest. So here I have connected to the MongoDB, and if you see, for connecting to the MongoDB, you can use MongoDB Compass or you can use any VS Code extension. So here also I have connected to the user. Okay, so if you see, it has one user, it has all the value, name, user ID, password and role. So now for us to have the role based authorization, what we need? We need the role definition, like which role can do what operation. So for this, I will write another middleware. Okay, and I will call this role middleware. You can name it whatever you want. I am just calling it role middleware. Okay, then here I will give the permission definition. Okay, now see very carefully what I am doing. Const role permission. Okay, then this is an object. First property will be guest, and guest, what operation it can do? It can only do read operation. Okay, then I will say moderator. Okay, what operation this can do? Read. Okay, and I will say create and update. Okay, and admin, what admin can do? Admin can ideally do everything. So I will say read. Okay, create, then update, then also delete. Okay, and here it should be comma, not semicolon. Okay, now so this is the role definition. Based on your business need, you can update. For example, moderator. So for example, moderator, you don't want to have the update permission, so you can remove it from the array. So this is totally based on the business need that you are trying to implement. Okay, then so this definition is done. Then I will come to say participants controller. So we already have auth middleware, and here this get participants and get participant by ID is open API. So here we don't have authentication. That means logically it also should not have any authorization, right? Because authorization is done after authentication. So if there is no authentication, of course there is no authorization. So this get caller open API. Then question comes for this post and put and delete. So here first what I want to do is import the role middleware. So import role middleware, and since this role middleware doesn't exist, what I will do? I will come to role middleware and I will create a function body. Okay, export const check permission, okay, equals to a function. Okay, for now I'll keep it this much. So I will copy this one, I'll come here, I will say check permission. Okay, and this is coming from dot slash middleware slash role middleware.js. Then I will come here and I will say check permission, and what operation this is? This is create operation. So what I'm saying, this I'm attaching a middleware which says check permission for create. Okay, so after auth middleware, this middleware should come. You should not add check permission before auth middleware. Okay, this should come after check permission, this should come after auth middleware, and then I'm saying check permission create. Okay, that means what I'm defining, this is a create operation and check the permission for create. Of course, we will write the middleware definition. For now, I'm just attaching the middleware. Okay, and here also I will say what I will say. I will say update. Okay, and here what I should say? I should say delete. Okay, so what I'm saying, check permission for create, check permission for update, and check permission for delete. Okay, now this is a middleware and this was also a middleware. Here it was not taking any argument, but this middleware is taking a argument. So how we will write the definition for this one? If you see auth middleware, here this is the method name, and then we are attaching the async request and response. Now here for this role based access check permission, this guy needs a parameter, and after that parameter it should have the request response and next. So for this, how we will write the definition? Equals to, okay, so I will write it first like this. Okay, check permission equals to, it says required permission, this is the parameter name. Okay, and this function will return another function which has the request response and next. Okay, so this is how we write a middleware that takes a parameter, and this top level function will ultimately return the middleware function. Okay, now how can I optimize this one? So here I can say it like this. So I will remove this one. Okay, and here I can say request response and next. Then this will become an arrow, and here an I is missing, so required permission. Okay, so this is the required permission and this is the middleware signature. Okay, then what I will do, first thing that I need is to get the user role. From where I will get? Now if you remember the auth middleware, there after successful authentication, in the request I am attaching the user. So now I am since calling check permission after the auth middleware, here in the request I will get the user. So I will say const user equals to request dot user, and if I have to get the user role, I will say user role equals to role. Okay, and otherwise an empty string. If this fails, then let us check. Now what we have to do, this user has a particular role and we are getting the required permission from the controller. Now all we have to do is, for this user role, this permission exists or not. So this user role might be guest or moderator or admin, and here the required permission. So all I have to do is, in this role permission object, this required permission exists or not for this role. So what I will say, I will say role permission, then first what I have to fetch, either guest or moderator or admin based on the user role. So user role, and I have to make it to 2 lowercase. Okay, so now here what we are getting, so user can be admin or moderator or a guest. So role permission of, say for example, guest. So what I will get, I will get read. Now what is the required permission? Required permission will come from the controller, which could be say create or update or delete. So all I have to do is dot includes what? Required permission dot to lowercase. Now what is happening here? So if the required permission, say for example delete, the required permission is delete and the user role is moderator. So here role permission of this user role, what I will get, user role is moderator. So role permission of moderator, which will have read, create and update. And what is the required permission? Delete. So this does not include the delete operation. So that means it will immediately throw an error. So what I will do, I will say if, I'll put it in a if condition. If this is the case, I will simply return next. That means if this includes, or if the user has required permission, then simply call the next, because the validation happened, right? If this is not the case, what I will do, I will just return a unauthorized status. So I will say forbidden, you don't have the required permission. Of course, you can change the error message that you want. Okay, so now let us do a recap. So we have the role definition. Okay, and here what we are doing, we are passing the permission. Okay, now if I come here, there is a permission that is needed, and I have the user role, which can be admin, moderator or guest. Okay, now based on the user, I will fetch this array. So role permission of this either guest or moderator or admin, and if this includes this permission, okay, then we will simply call the next method. That means it will go to the next line of middleware or the controller. If this doesn't exist, it will simply throw error. Okay, so now let us test this one. So first we will do a get flow. So I'll say get all participants. So this should be a open API, so we should not get any error. So we are getting a value. Then we will try to create a participant. So create participant requires both authentication and authorization. So what we will do, we will quickly come to login page, do a authentication and generate a token. So here in the body, I am sending the user ID and password. I am getting the token back. So I will copy, then I will come to create participants, then authorization, and I will paste this new token. Then since this is originally a guest user, so what will happen, authentication will pass, but then authorization will fail. So it says forbidden, you don't have the required permission. Then what we will do, we will quickly go to the database, then user, then what we will do, we will change it to moderator. Okay, then I will save it, then I will come to create participants, then I will now send this request. So if you see, it immediately sent the request and we are able to create the participant. Then what we will do, we will copy this ID. Update is also the similar flow. Then let us go to delete flow. So I will copy this one and open the delete. Then what I will do, I will paste it here. Then the delete is only allowed for admin user, but now the current user is moderator. So let us see if it will allow or not. So I will send the request. So it says forbidden, you don't have the required permission. So what I will do, I will come to the database, open the user schema, and I will update it to admin, and I will save it. Then I will come to delete participant and I will send the request. So now if you see 204, that means the content is deleted. So that's how we have created the role based authorization. So based on the permission, it will allow or not allow certain type of operation based on the configuration that we have done. So with this, the authentication and authorization section is completed, and in the next video we'll start checking about validation and asynchronous error handling.